Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where we have another episode full of all kind of fun guests today here on the program. And first off, we have some of our favorite people because our friends from Holzer are always so fun to talk with, and we find out all kind of neat things that you all do that we may or may not know about. And we have Brandon Kokenauer, right?
Yep.
Okay, I said it right.
Yep.
And Amy Smith. That's easier.
Ashley Smith.
Ashley Smith. This
Yep.
says Amy. Okay. Ashley. I'm sorry, Ashley.
You're good.
You can kill me later. So we're going to go with Brandon and Ashley. And we're going to talk about something that I had no idea was a thing. And that's placenta donation, living donations, things like that. So we will be back in just a second and find out some of the interesting things that Holzer will be doing this month.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
All right, and we are back with our friends, as I said, from Holzer. So welcome.
Thank you.
We're so happy to have you. Will you pull your mic up there a little bit? Yeah, just so they can hear you. Because you got important things to say, and we don't want to miss it. Although he's probably a loudmouth, right?
Maybe a little.
We're just kidding you.
Yeah.
So let's talk for a minute about, I guess, first off, what you both do at Holzer, because you have very important jobs.
Sure. So I am the OBGYN nurse navigator for the health system.
I'm the director of acute care specialty services. So what that means is I get to help bring lives into the world through OB. That's one of the departments that reports up to me. I get to help save lives. I have critical care that also reports to me. And we also have pediatrics, so we get to take care of little kids and help them feel better.
You just get the whole
I get all
gamut thing going on. That's awesome. Very fun. So you all came on today because April is Donate Life Awareness Month. So I'll let you all just kind of explain what that means and what you all are up to.
Okay. So yes, April is Donate Life Month. What that means is it's just comprehensive. It covers everything that has to do with organ and tissue donation. So today for Lifeline, it's actually Living Donor Day. There's also a National Living Donor Day coming up on April 11th. What that is patients or people that have donated maybe like a kidney or a liver or something like that. We recognize those people. Ashley will talk a lot about placenta donation. That's more her specialty than mine.
Sure.
But yeah, we have a lot of different events and things like that planned to recognize people that received organ and tissue donation and people that have donated to help save lives.
And I guess there's a difference. So living donation is different than organ donation. Or, I mean, explain that.
It's kind of the same.
Yeah.
But it's, we have two kidneys, so you don't necessarily have to have both. And there's
Sure.
patients that need those. So, you can go through the process and the steps to donate a kidney. Your liver is one of the organs that grows back. So you can actually donate portions of your liver to patients that may need that. So those are people that are alive, that are healthy, that are donating their organs. And then you have the other side where there's patients that may have passed away due to unforeseen circumstances or things like that. And then if they've signed up to be a donor, they can donate multiple things as far as tissue and organs and hearts, lungs, liver, all kinds of different things. So.
Yeah, and I guess that's not really what we're here to talk about today per se, but I would love to delve into that sometime because it's very fascinating to me. And just because it says so on your license, does that mean yes, you are? Do you have to have a living will? Like, what are the legalities of that? If, God forbid, you were, someone was in an accident, passed on, all of that stuff.
Sure. So when you do get your license, you can sign up to be an organ donor. They will put that on your license. If you did not sign up when you got your license, you can still sign up later. There's plenty of links online. It's a one-time sign up. If you want to stop being an organ donor, which I don't know why you would, but if you did, you can go back on the website and take that down. But once you sign up, you're a donor for life until you change your mind. So
Okay.
yeah, but that's it. You don't have to have a living will or anything like that.
Okay. If it says so on your license, you're good to go.
Unless you changed it, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And as a hospital, we have to honor what the patient wants, which sometimes we do run into that where families may or may not want that, but the patient signed up to be an organ donor, so we do have to honor their wishes.
It's my choice.
So, yes, it is your
it's my
choice.
body. It's my choice.
And that's irreversible if
Okay.
you made that choice.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. I didn't know about that. Okay. So placenta donation is something that's, in the grand scheme of things, relatively new.
It is. It's
Yeah.
been in Ohio since 2019, but Holzer's been involved in it since 2022, so just 3 years.
Okay, so in the medical field, that's a pretty new deal. So, what on earth do you do with a placenta? I mean, obviously, when we're brought into this world, it's kind of wrapping you up and protecting you and feeding you and all of this stuff. So, why would one donate a placenta?
Well, normally we throw it away unless a patient wants it for some reason. So why not donate for just that reason?
Is that a thing
It is a thing.
where people want it? Mm-hmm. What do they do with it?
There's a variety of things that people can do with it. It could be religious reasons. I've had patients who want to bury it. I have patients who want to make it into smoothies or pills is the most common thing.
And the softball team just left the building. Okay. No, I mean, hey,
It's not
whatever.
the majority, but it is up to the patient what they want to do with their placenta.
And people are wanting to do this because of the health benefits of it or
Correct.
the perceived health benefits of it. So, which gets us into what we're talking about today.
It does. So placentas are great for making healing grafts. So they have been shown to decrease pain, decrease inflammation, have minimal scarring, and quicker healing times. So they have lots of benefits.
Okay. So, we're using them to help others by donating them.
They have a wide range of medical needs.
Okay, well, very good. And so let's talk for a minute about placenta donation and who can donate. What do you have to do? And is there a cost? Is there what all's involved in it?
Sure. So any mother that's scheduled for a C-section, any age, can donate their placenta after delivery. So you just have to get registered through me, or you could go to lifelineofohio.org/placenta and fill out an interest form. What else did you ask me? Sorry.
Is there a cost involved, or what's the procedure for this?
It does not change anything about your delivery. So it's collected after baby is delivered. There is no patient cost for placenta donation. So.
Okay. Because it is so, they can be used for such a variety of things and health benefits.
Yeah, reconstructive surgeries, burns, wounds, eye and oral care. So wide range of use.
That is wild. What's wild to me is I think that everyone's known that placenta is full of all kind of good stuff, and that this is so relatively new.
It is. It's an amazing thing.
Technology is advancing too. When we first started, I think the average amount of grafts that we were getting per placenta was around 25. The last few we've had, how many we've got out of those?
We had 2 placentas recently that created over 400 grafts.
What?
Yeah. So.
Think about the help that you're doing. So let me ask you this. and I'm not trying to be a jerk, but why would you not donate?
I agree.
You're why? What are you? I mean, you're not going to use it for anything. Then let someone else benefit from it.
Right.
Which is kind of where I go with the organ donation thing, but we won't get into that today because I don't want to get us all in trouble.
I think some of it people just don't know. I mean, I think that's why we're here, and in our hospital we try to promote it and market it through social media and things like that. But honestly, last year or a couple years ago, when I found out about it, I thought, what the heck? Why are we collecting placentas? How do they get anything out of that? You know what I mean?
Like what the heck are they doing with it?
Yeah.
So I think it's just creating more awareness and showing the benefits that come out of it and how you can help people.
So now if it's donated, say at Holzer and Gallipolis or wherever baby is born, does it stay within our community or does it go elsewhere? Or, I mean, is there a variety of things?
I would say it's a variety of things.
Okay.
So Lifeline of Ohio comes to the hospital to collect that placenta, and it gets sent to an organization that processes it to make it into grafts, and then it goes out amongst wherever it's needed. But we do have a wound care center that does use amniotic grafts. So, I mean, it's possible that some are there. It comes full circle.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that kind of a cool thought that, you've helped someone within your community? Mm-hmm. That is really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk for a minute about, I know you mentioned C-sections, and so no natural births here, I assume.
Not at this time.
Okay.
Not at this time. So in the future, maybe, but not right now. We'll definitely let you know if that happens.
Definitbe, because that would
That's going to be world changing.
Yeah, that would up the pool quite a bit.
That will. Yeah.
I would think so. What's the average of C-sections versus natural births? Do you know?
I don't know if I know those numbers. So I mean, definitely it's a lower rate than vaginal births, but I don't know the exact numbers. On that.
Well, very good. Now, you mentioned a website that you can go to check out more information on that. What is it?
Yeah, it's lifelineofohio.org/placenta.
Okay, very, very good. And we want to make sure that everybody understands that, you would be helping and there's no cost to you.
Yeah.
So why not?
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. And so I assume that, do other hospitals do this as well, or?
There are other participating hospitals in Ohio. I think there's 28 participating hospitals and over 100 OBGYN offices that participate.
Okay, so even if you're, I know you're here with Holzer, but I know that if you're listening, maybe you go somewhere else, you should ask about this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because the main thing is not the hospital, it's the fact that you're donating something and helping, helping your fellow Ohioans, if you will. Okay, so you mentioned some other activities that are coming up soon.
Yeah. So at Holzer, as part of Donate Life Month, we've planned a few different events. So on Saturday, April 5th, right?
Mm-hmm.
5th, at 9 o'clock.
Gosh, is it?
Yeah.
That's this Saturday. Oh my gosh.
At 9 o'clock on Saturday, we have a walk scheduled at the Holzer Leadership Institute in Gallipolis. We've got a panel of speakers that'll be speaking before the walk, so I think there'll be some opportunity to hear some interesting things. We got Blue and Green Day, that's a national day as part of the month, coming up on April 11th. So something that we're doing to help with that is we have like a virtual wellness opportunity for our employees. So if they're out walking or exercising, they can submit videos and pictures and photos.
Fun.
And then we have an art contest that's open to employees, but also open to the public for Donate Life Month. So they can submit their photos or whatever they've created to our marketing department. And then we'll, at the end of the month, look through that and pick some winners, hand out some prizes.
Yeah.
We all like prizes. Prizes are fun. Very good. So Blue and Green Day, exactly what is that?
So the collars for donation are blue and green.
Okay.
So it's just to raise more awareness. So you'll see different hospital facilities or different departments or people in public just wearing blue or green or blue and green just to promote more awareness.
And I just feel like human beings, unless you're personally affected by something, sometimes we put it on the back burner. We don't think about it. But our sweet Brittany here that we all love so much is needing a kidney. And so it's just one of those things where you start thinking about the process of it and how very important it is. As you mentioned, we all have two. Well, I mean, not everybody, but I guess most of us have two. You only need one.
Right.
Yeah.
So if somebody is willing to consider maybe donating an organ or, as you said, a liver or something like that, where would they start? If you're just like, I don't know, I just feel like I don't want this kidney in my body anymore. I have one that works. What do you do?
I feel like, most of those stories that you hear when people donate, it tends to be like a relative. Like you'll see like
or a loved
child,
one.
or a loved one. Someone will donate to their parent, or the parent may donate to their child or to a friend. Mm-hmm. You can certainly go to Lifeline's website to get a connection there.
Okay.
If you have a primary care physician, you could speak to them about being open to donating, and then they can connect you to the right, areas or people that you need to be speaking to about that.
Okay.
But Lifeline will have, the registry and the patients and the people that are waiting for things like that.
And until we talked with Brittany. Until we talked with Brittany about it, I didn't realize how many people are on the list, are awaiting, organs and things of that nature, and it's just mind-blowing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
Huge.
I think it's over 100,000.
It's a huge need.
Yeah.
I think there's like 8 people a day or something like that get added to the list. So
It's just,
massive need.
yeah, absolutely. So if you're thinking about it, please consider it. Cheryl asked a good question. Is there an age limit on any of this?
Not for placenta donation.
No.
Organ donation? No? Okay.
No. Different diseases and diagnoses and things like that can kick certain things out. But some of those patients still meet criteria to donate tissue or things. So, yeah.
It may not be this one, but it could be that one or
Right.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Very interesting. Okay, so we talked about the activities. Talk about the Institute, where it is, where the walk starts from. And I'm just going to tell you, if you haven't seen this building, it is awesome.
Like, you want to know about the history of the Institute, or you just want to know about the building? Or
Yeah, just like, because you said that's where the walk starts, and I don't know that people know where that is.
Yeah, so at Holzer's main campus in Gallipolis, the Holzer Leadership Institute it's a brand new building. It's trying to think of the directions. You got Jackson Pike that runs in front of the hospital, so it's right off Jackson Pike. So you have the main hospital, you got the cancer center. So if you're looking in that direction, there's a road right off Jackson Pike. It runs right into the Holzer Leadership Institute. Brand new building. It's awesome. Not a lot of parking, but
Yeah, the parking is a minimum.
Yeah.
We will say that, but no, it is a gorgeous building. So basically, if you're facing the Gallipolis
To the left side.
Hospital, it's over to the left. It's a really nice building. Can't miss it.
Yeah,
Nice.
there's more parking at the cancer center right across
Yeah.
the street from it. So.
Yeah, you can find parking just if you're looking for
Right
that
against the
lot.
building.
Yeah, it's kind of just spread out
Yeah.
a little bit, but no problem. All right, so what else did you all want to mention while you're here? I know you have a whole gamut of things.
anything else you want to talk about with placentas?
I think we've covered a lot of the stuff. Oh, Holzer has had 170 placentas donated as of date, so that's a possibility of 4,250 grafts. So,
Yay!
that's where we're at right now.
Second in the state.
Is it really?
For referrals,
That
related
is
to our
awesome.
patient population. So yay, Holzer!
Yay, go us, everybody. Let's talk about the awards that you have setting up here.
Yeah, so Lifeline puts on a Champions of Hope gala every year in October, and they like to recognize hospitals and healthcare workers for their efforts to help raise awareness for donation. So last year, we claimed, I think, a third of their trophies.
Nice.
We got recognized for hospital donation champion, donor hospital champion, and placenta hospital champion. So, I mean,
Just little Holzer down here in Southern Half.
Yeah.
Look at us go.
And then we got a platinum designation as well. So there's like a checklist of different things that you can do to help raise awareness. And we're technically double platinum, but it's not really a thing. But
Well, it
it's a
should
thing to
be.
me.
Do I need to write a strongly worded letter somewhere?
Yeah.
I'll call Mr. Platinum
Yeah.
and tell him about it.
New award.
But, no, we were recognized last year, but we have a phenomenal team just across the board that focuses on donation and trying to promote awareness to our patients and to the public.
I think that's amazing. And, again, we are a small community. So, the fact that we're winning awards, that's crazy.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And moms,
You have to be bursting with happiness.
Yeah. And if moms do donate their placenta, we do have a Tree of Life on labor and delivery. So you and your baby are honored by giving your smallest gift to make the biggest difference. So we are adding to that tradition and going to make monthly announcements of all the placenta donors throughout the organization that we've had the previous month.
That is so cool.
Yeah, you are very well honored and very well thanked.
And appreciated very, very much, for sure. Well, that is awesome. About how many babies are born at Holzer a month? I know it probably varies,
A
but
month. It does vary, probably anywhere from 50 to 60.
Yeah, it's
Really?
on average
About-
about 50,
gosh, really?
Yeah, so
So, I mean, that's obviously more than one a day, 1.5 a day or something. That is wild.
We'd
Yeah.
like more.
yeah,
People
yeah.
want to come to Holzer.
Yeah, bring it on.
Come to Holzer to have your babies.
Yes, donate your placenta. Help people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love that. So if somebody is a patient at Holzer, how do they get to you to talk about it? Or is this just something that's kind of a given?
So typically they're seeing their provider, and we know that they need a C-section. So I'm a part of that C-section process.
Okay.
So I'm going to help you get your C-section scheduled. We're going to go
Gotcha.
through education, and then we're going to talk about placenta donations.
So they don't have to specifically seek you out to...
No, but I have had patients who have did that. Like, we're not at that point yet where we're getting towards the end of the pregnancy, but they're like, "Hey, I wanna donate." So I'm like, "Okay, let's talk. Let's go ahead and have that conversation." So.
And I think it's a great conversation to have. And if you ultimately decide not to, that's okay too.
Yeah,
Like,
you can change your mind at any time.
yeah.
So, yeah.
But conversation worth having.
It is
Absolutely.
definitely.
For sure. All right. Well, I will let you get out of here, but I always ask all of our guests, what is your favorite part of working at Holzer?
Oh my goodness. I love women's health. So just dealing with women and their healthcare journeys is my passion. So that's my favorite thing.
Love that.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I'm not just saying that because we're on TV or YouTube. It's probably the team, it's the people, it's the family environment, really. It's the patients. I mean, you know your patients by name, you know your coworkers by name. We have the ability to call anybody within the organization. If I want to talk to the CEO this afternoon, I can go sit down and talk to him.
Sure.
But it's the chemistry that we have, it's the family environment, and I enjoy being a part of that.
Good. It's more personal.
Absolutely.
Yeah. More personal and family-like, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, very good. Well, thank you all for coming in. And if you have any questions, visit Lifeline of Ohio, that website, or just call Holzer and say, tell them what you're thinking, and they'll get you to the right people.
We will.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, Adrian, I think we have a couple messages here. Yes. And we will be back with the JHS women. Or are we girls or women? What do we say? This is a controversy here on this show. Girls. Okay. Girls softball team. And we'll be back and their coach in just a minute.
This just in.
The Telegram News has a new website.
thetelegram.news.com.
Same dedicated coverage.
Same trustworthy news with a brand new look.
Covering Jackson and Benton counties and surrounding areas.
Locally owned and operated, thetelegram.news.com has its finger on the pulse of the community.
Stay up to date on local events, high school sports, and breaking news.
thetelegram.news.com.
Subscribe today at thetelegram.news.com.
Check it out.
Saturday, August 16th is Southern Rock Woodstock in the Gallipolis Fairgrounds. This event will feature 3 decades of original artists and legends, such as Leonard Skinner, 38 Special, and Molly Hatchet. In light of this event, Total Media will be giving away 4 VIP tickets. For a chance to win these exclusive passes, comment your favorite Southern Rock song, and our staff will vote on which one is the best. Good luck, and may the best man rock out.
All right, and we are back with our friends from the JHS Coach Says Girls softball team. No, I always say this. I don't know if it's men's or boys or women or I don't know. I don't know what we say.
In the dugout, we're mostly like, let's go, girls. Like, we never really say women, so.
Okay, like Shania Twain. Let's go, girls. They're like, who's Shania Twain? Do you even know?
No.
Oh, God. I'm so old. Anywho, no, welcome. And you all are just having a season.
Yes, we are. Yep.
That is awesome. So, first off, introduce yourselves. Tell everybody who you are.
I'm senior Brenlyn Denny. I'm the center fielder and leadoff batter, and I'm a captain. I'm junior Aaliyah Barnett. I play first base, and I'm a captain.
Yeah, I'm Coach Stevens for the varsity team. And these 2 players are captains. Those are team-voted captains. So.
Which means you all obviously have some good leadership skills. So what does one do to get voted captain? Do you pay off the team?
No, they actually sent out a Google form over our app, and the team had to select a name and then describe why they chose who they chose.
Well, very good. So it's all out in the open then.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, Coach, I'm just going to ask you flat out, have you coached boys and girls?
I have. I was with...
So how are you doing with these girls?
This is our 4th year doing it. So much learning. Just like I came over from coaching with McGraw, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and came right into this. But my wife, Alex, was with me coaching, right? So she was here too, and having her guidance of the difference of how you approach a situation versus a boy and a girl is different, right? And now I have a daughter, so now it works. Now I'm learning really what I'm going to deal with in like 16 years. So
basically, coaching has helped preparing you for daughter life.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, no, what is the difference? I know girls. So all of the coaches, I always put them on the spot and ask this, but they all say roughly the same thing. So I'm interested to see if you say the same thing about coaching. The difference between coaching women and boys.
I've learned my big difference. I'm impatient. I have no patience, which I'm getting better. I'm working. But
you're a boy. That's why.
So like before the games, I'm like, what are we still doing getting ready? Like, get your stuff on. And we're doing hair, we got makeup, we got to put the bows in. I mean, we got all that stuff going on, and where's the bag and all this stuff. Boys is just different. They show up, put their shoes on, roll up and play. So
I don't know. The boys this year were telling me that they're now allowed to wear their drip and that they have to get that all ready before the games.
McGraw's getting soft.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of a difference. Another difference, girls will ask a lot of questions. Boys, they'll just not understand and still not ask the question. Right? As opposed to these girls, they can understand, but they still will ask questions. So
we want to talk through everything.
Yeah, right. So I've learned, through the last few years, and Alex, let's explain it. They said it, they don't understand, just explain it. So That's probably the biggest difference, really, for me.
You know, it's interesting. Like, basically, every coach has kind of said the same thing, is that girls want to talk everything through. They listen to everything you say, and they like to a fault.
Yeah.
And that they just want to please. So, and then dudes just do dude stuff.
I would say we're more fun, too. We're always loud. We're always talking.
They are always loud.
We are always yelling in the dugout, and then we went to the baseball game last night, and it was like
dead silent.
It was crickets.
It was so different.
Yeah.
You need to go teach them.
We were yelling.
We were yelling.
Okay, good. You need to teach them some cheers. So, wait, are you a cheerleader too?
No.
No? Okay. So this one's a cheerleader. So
Yeah.
it just comes naturally. You're
Yeah.
just got to get out there and do some toe touches or something.
Yeah.
Do you ever just do a backhand spring in the center field?
No, because he would kill me.
Yeah. No, she's not doing that.
Not allowed to do that?
No.
I vote for backhand springs.
Well, she breaks something.
She didn't break anything the whole cheerleading season.
Well,
she's fine.
We're lucky, so she can worry about that right.
No. So how did you all get started playing softball?
I got started playing softball because I actually was from Wellston. So
Okay.
I played a little bit of T-ball and stuff.
They
in
have a great
Wellston.
team also.
Yeah, Hannah, their pitcher is
Yeah.
amazing. So I started there. I always looked up to my older brother that played baseball, and my parents were like, "Well, give it a shot." So I started when I was like 5, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me too. I started when I was like 5. I don't really have a big story. My parents just kind of threw me in. I loved it, so I'm just playing now.
Very cool. And so yeah, I mean, it's funny to find out, like, one of the great things about school is you have the opportunity to try different sports and things like that. And, you know, I always feel like sometimes something catches and something might not. So did you all play other things that you didn't stick with?
I played basketball my whole life, and then I stopped playing freshman year. I played freshman year, stopped playing sophomore year.
Okay.
Yeah. I played volleyball 7th grade.
Okay. And it's just like, that's not my thing.
No.
Yeah.
I was like,
I ran track my 8th grade year, and then it interferes with softball so much that it's just not possible to do both. So.
And that's kind of where you get into, too, is sometimes things like
Yeah.
overlap and you kind of have to pick or
Yeah.
choose. Yeah, I feel ya. I know exactly what you're saying. So you all are having an amazing and incredible season. And I think the baseball team's doing really well too. But let's talk about your season for a minute. And what are you all doing? What's clicking?
I think we're just clicking. The team chemistry starting out was super strong right off the rip. We do have a few freshmen up. We have Lexi Perry, Abby, which is her sister, Izzy, which is killing it this season so far. And it was just like right after the start of the first week of practice, we all just clicked together, and the trust that we already have for each other is crazy. So like if somebody strikes out, we know the person behind them is going to pick them up. Or if we make an error on the field, we know that we'll get the next out, so it's not a big deal. Our middle infielders turn double plays all the time, which is very rare starting out in the beginning of the season.
Okay.
So just our team chemistry is already so strong with each other, and we're only 7 games in, so.
You know, and it sounds to me like you have some young teammates.
Yeah, we do.
So that's wild.
Yeah.
You know, it's one thing if you have like a whole bunch of seniors and then you're like, well, that's why, because we have all this experience.
We only have 3 seniors this year.
Really?
Yes.
You guys are killing it.
Yep.
Very cool. So do you guys want to do like one of your dugout cheers?
what's one?
What's a good one?
We have so many.
Come on, Coach.
What's a good one?
I don't fire one up.
I'm trying to think.
Move, Coach? We do.
Yeah.
Move, Coach. Get out the way. Get out the way, Coach. Get out the way. Move, Coach. Get out the way. Get out the way, Coach. Get out the way.
That's not very nice, is it?
Oh, I'm not out there. So
That's hilarious. Love that. No, that's good. You guys just come up with stuff all on your own?
I've watched TikTok, and like college teams will post their chants, and so we'll just like be like, we're gonna do this one today, and we're like, okay, we're gonna do it.
We're big on double sellies too. We always come up with different double sellies that we make up.
The what?
Like when you hit a double and you make it to second base, there's something you always do. Like me and Bren go,
aye, Captain.
Yep. Very good.
KJ golfs.
Yeah.
Maddie does this. Ella eats.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we all have our own thing.
Yeah,
I gotcha. Very, very cool. So, where does the season go from here? How many games do you play and all that? And wait, where do you play?
we play a little bit of everywhere. Our league is mostly focused within like Chillicothe area. So we will go to Miami Trace, Chillicothe, McLean, Hillsboro, Washington Courthouse. We went to Unyoto on Friday. So we're mainly focused in that area. We do have a lot of home games on our schedule this year, which is really nice.
And do you play up like where the high school is? Or where do you play?
Yes,
home games.
Our field's like right across from the football field.
That's what I thought. Okay. So you don't play this. This is me being stupid on the baseball field.
No.
It's a whole different situation,
Yeah. right?
Okay. I thought.
And then
so.
we also go to Myrtle Beach this year too.
You guys get to go?
Yep.
It's always fun.
It's so fun. We come back with so many stories from that trip.
Oh, so you can come back and tell them all on the air right here, right?
We should do that.
Yeah, probably not. We'll talk off the air about that. You can fill me in. They're like, no, we're not going to tell you. Coach, what's it like to take a bunch of girls to Myrtle Beach? You want to talk about being...
Depends if you're winning or not.
Aha!
But it's a good time. It's actually fun. I drove a van down. I'll drive it again this year. Take a lot of them down. I'll let them control the radio for a few minutes. Then I take it over.
He doesn't like our music.
No.
He hates our music.
But it's fun. It's a good time. Again, right? We have like early morning games. I think last year we had several like 8 a.m. start times.
Oh, that's horrible.
For me, it's great. For them, they gotta get up at like 5:30 to start
to get ready. You got bows you got to put in your hair, man.
Yeah, it's actually a really fun trip. Very fortunate to bring it to the school, and they can do it because they do a lot of team building during that time. Mm-hmm. It's not a lot of parents and daughter vacation. It's not that. And they know it going into that. They're going to go down there for a week, spend that week together. Mm-hmm. They're going to eat together. They're going to hang out on the beach together. They're going to play together. They're going to be at the pool together. They're going to be in their rooms together. That's what that week is for. Mm-hmm. It's just not a vacation weekend. And honestly, I think it works really well.
And that is something. I mean, a team is strong because of, maybe not stuff so much on the field, where you get to know each other. As you were saying, like, somebody strikes out, it's fine. The next person's going to pick them up. And y'all know that. And you learn that by bonding and stuff, especially girls, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. A big difference from like my freshman year when they first started coaching us is the very first practice they were like, do you guys hang out outside of practice? And we're like, no. But like this year we are always communicating in group chats. We're all hanging out outside of practice. After the game yesterday, I think all of us but maybe 3 went down to the baseball game together.
Awesome.
So like we're always not only hanging out on the softball field, but we're hanging out outside of the softball too. So
it makes a huge difference. It really does. Absolutely. So where does the season take you from here? How many more games do you have, and what are your goals?
We still
for the
have
year?
a good bit of games, I would say. Hopefully like around 20 more games left to go. My biggest goal for this season is an FAC title. I have yet to get it, so that is my big goal.
This is the last chance.
Yeah, that is my first goal, and then I would love to see us win up in the states too as well. We made it to district semis my sophomore year, and getting to play at OU was a super cool experience. So I'd love to see us get to go there again.
Same thing, yeah.
What she said?
Yeah, what she said.
So you still have another year left.
I do, yeah.
Okay. So, well, let's talk about school for a minute. I know you guys love school.
No.
So what subjects are you, what are your favorite subjects in school? I'm curious.
Softball.
Yeah.
Softball. Cheerleading and softball. No.
So I'm a CCP student, so I only go to school 2 days a week, Mondays and Wednesdays. But I would say my favorite class so far is anatomy and physiology. So
very cool. Yeah.
I don't really know. I don't like school at all.
I love this that you guys are being honest.
I take AP Stats. AP Stats is here. AP Lang, Chemistry, so a bunch of hard classes.
Yeah, that is hard.
Yeah, I always have homework.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And then practicing.
Probably Spanish. I like Spanish.
I do
It's pretty
too.
easy, yeah.
Yeah.
She only likes it because it's easy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. No, I always loved languages. I always thought that was really cool. And the great thing about Spanish is you will use it. I promise you. You will use it somewhere. Yeah, and it's amazing how you find words. Like you're like, oh gosh, I can't remember the word for that, and it'll just come to you. It's like ingrained in there somewhere. All right, and so you are going to Rio, correct?
Yes.
And are going to cheerlead there.
Yes.
Which is exciting.
Yes.
Yeah. So what are y'all going to do this summer in between?
Where I'm a Hilco Queen, I'll be traveling all around.
Oh, I forgot about that.
The state of Ohio, going to various different parades, and then I'm also on a travel ball team through Waverly. So I'll be doing that.
So softball traveling. Are you doing that too?
Mm-mm.
No.
I don't do travel no more, yeah.
Okay. All right. So Coach, what are your goals for this team? What are you thinking?
These first few games is where we make our goals. Because you're trying to see what you have, and we have a lot of young girls. I think they mentioned 3 or 4 freshmen, but with our JV, we have about 20 freshmen. Mm-hmm. Which is unbelievable.
This is unheard of.
Yeah,
like
our JV
crazy.
program, I think they have like 14 or 15 freshmen maybe. So we spend a lot of time trying to figure out what our goals are. We still have a lot of work to do. I mean, a ton of work to do. We are having a great year. It's a ton of fun, but there's a lot of areas for us to get better. But an FAC title would be great. But really, I want to make a run at regionals. I think we're good enough. I think we can do it. I think if everybody stays healthy and focused, our captains are doing a really nice job of leading right now. I don't hear any, crap drama. I don't deal with any like little petty stuff. Right? We are only there to enjoy each other and play. And right now, I think we can make a run at regionals past OU.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think one thing that makes our softball team stand out too is the grit that we have. So, sorry, Leah, but she took a ball to the face the other day.
Oh, God, that
had to go get stitches in her lip, and she shows up the next day and is playing.
Aww,
so there's that. KJ Worsham, she had an ankle injury last season and is still struggling with it this season, but will just throw her cleats off, wrap it up, and go back in the game.
Just rub some dirt on it. It'll be fine.
Lily's been dealing with a leg injury. She plays. I've been dealing with a leg injury. We just keep playing. Izzy hurt her ankle, was ready to play the next game. So that's just something is like we're always willing to do whatever it takes to make the team better.
And that's awesome. And that goes back to your bonding and all that stuff too. Being there for each other is a huge deal.
Maddie fractured her finger and is still catching on it. So.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Ew. Oof. So what are practices like? I'm curious. Like, what do you have to do? Do you have to run a lot?
If we mess up.
Yeah. Oh. So do you run a lot?
Actually, I would say this season we haven't ran a lot. No. We haven't done a lot of running this season yet, but our practices are mainly focused on what they see we struggle with the most. So, like, if we have a game and they realize we are struggling on throwdowns, we'll work on throwdowns. Or if we need to practice first and thirds, we'll do first and thirds. Or if we need to do double plays, we'll work on double plays. So usually every practice will have a main focus point, and that's what we'll strive to get. Or we'll do like 21 outs. Mm-hmm. So
what's that?
So to win a ball game, you have to get 21 outs. So he'll just hit, and you go from 0 outs to 21. If you mess up, so you make an error, you start over. So you could be at 19, and you have to start over at 0.
Oh, no.
We ran that one for a while, a few times.
Yeah.
That sounds wild.
Yeah.
Practice is difficult with Southeastern Ohio. We all deal with it because of weather.
Yeah.
So season starts February 17th. I mean, we were outside and it was freezing cold.
Mm-hmm. It was like snowing. There's frost on the ground.
And then your first mandatory game is 3/22. So you get basically a month of horrible weather to try and practice.
Yeah.
And then like games started, we packed games in that first week, assuming we're gonna get rained out. we got no rain last week, so we played 6 games in 7 days.
Wow.
And, no practice. You don't practice, when you're playing. So, but then this next week, we'll play yesterday, probably play today, and then probably get rained out the rest of the week. So it's just so hard to predict what we're doing.
It is. Welcome to Ohio.
Yeah.
Here we are. Very good. Well, I think that this has been so fun talking to you all and learning about softball and team building and all that, because you all are doing an amazing job this season. And obviously, your coach might be doing a good job too. Will you keep him? I don't think they're going to keep you.
Nah, they might fire me.
They're going to fire you. You going to fire him?
I have a lot of good help. I have a good help. We actually have good help with assistant coaches, and you can't run. There's just no way I could take care of 27 girls and 2 teams myself. And now we have the baby, but before it was me and Alex doing it all. Now with the baby, there's just no way. So we have great help. Alex is still right there with us. She does a lot of our practice planning, honestly, because she's very good at being structured. Then we have Coach Kuhn, who really is an offensive-minded coach.
Yeah.
Super helpful. Coaches third base, which most head coaches are like a control freak and want to do that, but I give it to him, right? Like he's better at it. Let him do it. And we have Coach Bako, Kylie Bako. You probably know her. Played at Jackson. Played at OU. Was that Chillicothe, I guess, in Circleville. She came on, has been super helpful. Coaches first base. So everybody kind of has their role.
That's awesome.
And it works out extremely efficient, and I think it benefits them really more than anybody. And, I don't make all the decisions and do everything, right? We have a team of people.
Well, it's good, I feel like, to know people have been there and done that or doing what, or did what you guys are doing now, and then they can relate.
Yeah.
Helps out.
Yep.
Well, very good. Well, best of luck the rest of the season. And we thank you so much for coming in and hanging with us this morning. It was fun to talk with you. And y'all are going to kill it. I know it.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, our good friend Pete Wilson is waiting in the wings to do some news. And so we will have another message or so. And we will be back with Pete Wilson right after this.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
All right, and we are back. Thank y'all with Pete Wilson and some news. So how are you doing?
Yeah, doing fine. Working on some breaking news.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it happened last night, but kind of important follow up. So that's why I was just a tad late. But talking to the softball coaches and ladies was certainly filling that gap was certainly wonderful, wasn't it?
It's always so fun to get to talk with them, pick their brains, find out what they're thinking.
Right, and I had a really good season last year, but 7-0 to start the season.
They are wild.
With whacking the ball out of the park. Serenity Taylor, who is the pitcher, was very good last year and is even better this year so far. Mm-hmm. It's early, but signs are good for the softball team, just as it is for some of our other sports teams, which we'll get into really quick here. But the big news that we wanted to tell you, at least it's big news for the village of Colton.
Okay.
Jim Milliken, who is the current mayor, announced at the end of last night's meeting, that was the monthly meeting that the village council has, he announced that he is resigning effective immediately.
Oh.
All right. And
what?
There's Jim right there, a very familiar face in Jackson County,
yes.
but especially in Colton. He's been involved in government at the county level as well as at the village level. He's been a councilman, the council president, and most recently the mayor. Mm-hmm. And the reason that he's stepping down, and this was his idea, I don't think he was forced to do it, is that he feels there is a conflict of interest between his job as mayor and his job as elections administrator for the Jackson County Board of Elections. That is something that he was hired for towards the end of last year because they needed some extra help.
Oh,
And he
okay.
is a former elections director
Yes.
for Jackson County.
Yes, he is.
Valuable experience and knowledge there. And he will be giving up that position at some time this year. They're training a new person for that position, but he was going to stay on as long as needed and certainly through the primary election. Well, here's the conflict. There is a levy on the ballot for the village of Colton. And one of his jobs is to deal with ballots, counting ballots, handling ballots, all like that. And so here he is. He feels with an interest to see that levy pass.
Makes
and
sense.
he has to handle the ballots and, maybe even report numbers and all like that. So he is uncomfortable with that. So he resigned. That means, we did some research on this, just had it confirmed minutes before we went on the air, that Mark Miller, who is the current council president, will step into the mayor's position. What we didn't know for sure is whether Mr. Miller will have to run this year because Jim was just elected mayor in the last municipal election, which was in 2023.
Okay.
So what we did find out and what was confirmed by village solicitor Joe Kirby just minutes ago is that it appears, I will use qualified language, it appears that Mark Miller, if he wants to hold on to that position, will have to run in November's general election, which is a municipal election. Now, candidates for nonpartisan offices, nonpartisan for villages, partisan for cities, they do not even file their petitions until deadline in August. So he has some time to consider that, but I guess he is planning to do that. That was, all tentative last night when, Jeremiah Shaver was at that meeting and, picked up all this breaking news, developing news. So bottom line, Jim Milliken stepping down as village mayor in Colton. Mark Miller, who had been the council president, will be the new mayor. And of course, that will bring about an opening on council now. So
Interesting.
we will have the skinny story on the radio, and we'll be getting something out in the paper. Well, more details in Saturday's paper, so we'll look for that. All right, a couple of other things that are important that were reported in yesterday's paper and kind of developing as well. Not sure how much was mentioned in the past here on TV when I was out of the state on vacation, but there was to be a big rally at Manpower Park on Saturday in support of public education.
Yes, okay.
And this was being organized by Jessica Huntley Harper, who is the Jackson City Education Association president. That's an arm of the OEA. And they were working to get other education supporters, particularly school staffers, involved from the Wellston and Oak Hill districts and Vinton County. It was to be kind of a two-county thing at Manpower Park this Saturday. Well, they see weather forecasts too, and they know that there's supposed to be
not looking
supposed
good.
to be rain starting even maybe later today, and heavy rain on Thursday, more rain on Friday and Saturday. And this is an outdoor event. They want very much to get good exposure and not have a bunch of umbrellas out there or maybe non-umbrellas because people don't want to come out in the rain.
And it's supposed to be really heavy, like flooding rain.
Right, there is a flood watch. I think they changed the time for the start for 2 a.m. Thursday from 8 p.m. this evening because the rain's going to start a little later. But they have the bottom line is they have changed the date to the following Saturday, April the 12th, also at Manpower Park. And they have also changed the time. Instead of 11 to 1, it is going to be 2 to 4.
Okay.
And they will congregate in the shelter house area, to get out of the sun or the rain or whatever, for at least the participants there. And this is they don't consider this just a teacher thing. They consider this a support of public education because the proposed state budget has money in it for education, but it's kind of a shifting thing. They're going to shift money away from some of the public schools to private schools and vouchers, which, there's an argument both ways on whether that's good because people pay taxes who maybe don't send their kids to public schools, but that's their choice. Should they just forego the tax money then? So that's a debate, that's kind of at the core of this.
You don't really have private schools in your area. It's
here in our local area, there isn't a lot of private schools. That is true. And another tenet of the budget is they're going to base it on enrollment. Okay, well, here in Southeastern Ohio, our local schools, most of them have actually lost some enrollment. Some of that is due to population. Some of that also is due to drifting off to homeschooling, open enrollment maybe to other counties, private schools.
Sure.
When you lose those students, every student is worth a certain amount of money. And before they had something called a guarantee, where you would never go below a certain level, even if you lost students, because you still got to have school. Well, some of that is being removed from this budget. And the bottom line is the figures are pretty high. We're talking about over the next 2 years. The budget is biennial budget. Starts 2 years,
big.
Starting July the 1st. What we have now is just a proposal. It's not in cement until the legislature approves it. But the governor is a Republican. The House is Republican dominated, and the Senate is Republican dominated. So somebody's going to have to change their minds, all right, the majority. So this is the way the democratic process works. There's going to be lobbying done, and that's why this rally is going to take place now on April the 12th. But we're talking about cuts of $1.3 million over the next 2 years to the Jackson City School District, $1.5 million for the Wellston City School District, $1.6 million for Wellston, $1.5 million for Oak Hill, and a whopping $2.6 million for Vinton County.
Vinton County is going to get it really soft to them.
State funding,
That's awful.
I don't know what the up-to-date percentages are, but state funding represents the lion's share of funding for schools in our local areas. In other areas where there's more enrollment, more students, more money, and property tax brings in more in some more affluent areas. So, that's what's going on here. They're lobbying to send a message to the legislature, and also the way the politics games works, to get public support. If they want people to jump on board, and they don't want it to be just the school leaders and the union leaders. They want the rank and file teachers to get involved too, because it's going to take numbers to change what is proposed.
Well, if you think about, I think something that was kind of similar is when they wanted to shut all the VA hospitals down, and boy, people lost their minds over that, and that decision was changed. So, get out, speak your vote or your voice however you feel, and let people know. That's why all of this is happening.
Right. So, once again, the rally at Manpower Park in support of public education for the Jackson and Vinton County school people, 4 school districts, has been postponed from April 5 to April 12. And the time has also been changed. That's really to allow Jessica Huntley Harper, who is also the government teacher at Jackson High School. She's got youth and government that day out of town.
Gosh,
so she's the union president, so they definitely want her there to kind of lead the charge.
Sure.
All right, there's another event similar, but not exactly the same, that's been announced for Vinton County.
Okay.
It's going to take place this Saturday. I've not been told that the date and time has been changed because of the weather. It was just announced really on Monday is when I heard about it. It's going to be 10 a.m. to noon right in downtown MacArthur at the intersection of US 50 and State Route 93. That's where the traffic light is, right where the courthouse is. It's going to be outside. MacArthur resident Bill Beckley announced this. I didn't have information if there is an organization involved in this, but the information came from him. They're calling it a day of action, and I'm going to read what the description is. This is a nonpartisan event, and it's a demonstration against the actions of both the federal and state governments with a focus on issues affecting veterans, senior citizens, educators, the LGBTQ community, and much more.
Oh, wow.
So, if there's a concern about what's happening in government at this federal and state level, this is just kind of like a broad brush. This is a way, once again, to express publicly, to say, this can't happen, this should not happen. So that is 10 a.m. to noon, and they want people to come. It isn't just for a few people to come up with signs. They want the public to come if they have concerns, or to learn more about the issues.
Yes.
So that is on right now for Saturday. A couple of other things that have been affected by the weather we want to mention. The Bloomfield Easter egg hunt, which was to be Saturday, they've moved that to April 12th because of the rainy forecast. That will be at the old Bloomfield school site. The school's no longer there, but the site's still there. That's
out in my neck of the woods.
That's on Dixon Run Road, and it's a big thing by the Bloomfield All-Stars 4-H Club and the Bloomfield Volunteer Fire Department. So we'll say more about that next week. But the bottom line, it's not this Saturday. It's going to be next Saturday. Also, the Hamden Fire Department really counts on their bingo to raise money for the fire department. Due to unforeseen circumstances, they're going to have to suspend bingo operations. They hope it won't be for longer than a week or two, but they usually have bingo on Thursday evening. It will not happen this Thursday evening, and next week we'll have to see. But they wanted to get that news out because a lot of people play bingo at the Firefighters Hall in bingo on Thursday. We were talking about, our softball team. I know they must have reported they won again last night.
Yep.
The Jackson baseball team also won. They're now 2-0. They defeated Unioto 3-2 in 8 innings. Ryan Simons with the game-winning hit in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Nice. Love that.
And then our two in an intra-county game, in an intra-county contest down at Oak Hill, between the baseball and softball teams, Wellston and Oak Hill. The Wellston baseball team had a great night. They defeated Oak Hill 9-0. The softball team, which, they've had a great softball program at Wellston, they beat Oak Hill 23-0 in 5 innings.
Yikes,
exactly.
Oof.
And, of course, speaking of sports, our Basketball Mania standings are in the newspaper, in today's paper. 355 people are in that contest.
Wow.
So if you want to see how you stack up, you can see that.
Awesome.
And, of course, we have the semifinal games and the championship games coming up, on the weekend, and then the championship game on Monday evening. And then next Wednesday, we'll be able to report who wins. The top 3 will get, respectively, $300, $200, and $100.
Love it.
Okay, also the Jackson Chamber of Commerce, they are going to have a small business Easter egg hunt this Saturday. That is still on. A lot of that is in the downtown area, and some downtown businesses are going to be involved in that, including Broadway Blooms, Jackson Vinton Farm Bureau, the Clark Law Offices, the Jackson City Library, A Future Look, Arch and Eddie's Code, or the COAD, and Angles Garage. Angles Garage is away from the downtown, but they are participating. Participants can stop by the businesses on Saturday and find hidden eggs and discover fantastic surprises inside, including some golden eggs with prizes worth $50 or more.
Woohoo!
So it's the kind of support small business and also celebrate Easter a couple weeks early.
Love that.
So
Fun.
There you are.
Well, Pete, as always, you have been quite full of it this morning, but in the best way possible.
All right. Well, very good. And, we'll see what happens on the sports side. Eric Landrum and his Total Media sports team.
Yep.
Last night at the baseball game, we had 3 technicians there to make sure that, it happened on the video side.
Yeah.
And I understand that the audio and the video were fantastic. Baseball program, I'm sure the softball program also very happy that they're getting this kind of exposure from Total Media.
You got it. And they're well deserved. They're all doing great jobs. So that's awesome.
All right.
All right. Well, tomorrow on the show, Cheryl just let me know that our friend Amy from Broadway Blooms will be in, and also Porterhouse, it looks like, to talk about Cycle Search.
All right.
Woohoo!
And Amy Rasp and Julie Webb, the dynamic duo. They have got Broadway Blooms going behind the scenes for some time now.
Yes.
But now they have the physical store open.
Yep.
And they're going to have, speaking of the Jackson Area Chamber of Commerce, they're going to have a ribbon cutting for them.
That's right.
At 5:15 p.m. on Thursday. So the timing of her appearing is just great.
Yes, it
is. 2
is.
wonderful young ladies.
Yep.
I wish them the very best.
You got it. Doing great things.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, have a wonderful day, everyone. Enjoy some warm weather today before that rain moves in. And boy, is it going to move in from what we're told. But yeah, today should be a good one. So get out and enjoy some great weather. And
you might want to maybe mow. Also.
Yeah, you might want to mow your grass. So have a wonderful day, and we'll see you right back here in the morning. Bye-bye.
Right, very good.